Good evening, everyone. I'm Carrie Workinen, and I'm a travel agent up in the CAA Thunder Bay office. Tonight, we are lucky to have Laura from Trafalgar doing an excellent travel talk on the safety protocols that Trafalgar's put into place, as well as different tours that you can look at maybe discovering through Canada as we start to roll out the vaccinations. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to join us, and I am going to throw it over to Laura now.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much, Carrie, and thank you, CA, for having me tonight. Very excited to be talking about Canada. Now, if anybody has any questions, do feel free to put them out into the question box. And also, I see there is a hand raised. If you are having trouble with the audio, it is connected to your computer's audio. So do make sure you have your volume button turned up. We are recording this, so if you have something you'd like to review afterwards, you'll be able to do so. But please do put your questions into the question box and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. So let's go ahead and get started and take you through Canada with Trafalgar. So as I mentioned, as Carrie mentioned, my name is Laura Hamry and I am one of the business development managers with Trafalgar. This picture actually isn't Canada. This is actually the Netherlands, but we have had such cold weather the last little while. I wanted a nice picture of some flowers for everybody to look at because we know how it is here in Canada. We're looking forward to the spring. So why travel with us? So for those of you on the call today who perhaps are not familiar with Trafalgar, one of the things that we really like to do is bring you off the beaten track and really give you that opportunity to connect with local people, to really immerse yourself into the destination. And I'm going to be taking you through some of these unique experiences and things that we offer with Trafalgar here in Canada. So as I said, it really is about those experiences. It's about those moments. So we're going to take care of all the details, handle everything for you so that you can just sit back, relax, and really take in the destination. Of course, you're not completely on your own. We have amazing drivers, travel directors. I'm also going to be talking about something that's new for us and going forward, which is our well-being directors, who are going to really make sure that everything's handled for you. They're really like your personal concierge, so you can really and you really get the most of every destination. We have lots of different travel styles to choose from. So we have some of our more leisurely paced itineraries. We also do city explorers. We offer regional explorers, which are what I'm going to be talking about, what we offer here in Canada. We also do cruise and rail options. So with some of our West Coast experiences, for example, you can add on the Rocky Mountaineer. We also do our active experiences as well. So there really is something for everybody. So maybe you're kind of thinking touring may not be for me. I don't want to be going all the time. I like to have something a little bit more relaxed. Look for more 2- and 3-night stays. If you want to see a lot in a shorter period of time, then you're going to look for more 1- and 2-night stays. But we really do pace it in a way that even when you are on a more active kind of experience, you always have free time to kick back, relax, and really enjoy that destination and to be able to experience it at your own pace as well. So we do travel to all 7 continents. Of course, today we're focusing on Canada here in our own backyard. We have been around for, actually, this is our 75th year this year, and we are part of a larger company called the Travel Corporation. Maybe you have traveled or you are familiar with some of our sister brands that we sell here in Canada as well, like Uniworld River Cruising or Kontiki for the 18 to 35-year-olds. And Travel Corporation has actually been around. This is our 101st anniversary this year. We have hundreds of different trips to choose from, thousands of different amazing experiences that I'm going to give you some examples of. But what's most important for us is that we have had over 5 million happy guests. And for those who have traveled with us in the past, you know, we thank you for your traveling with us. And for those who haven't had that opportunity yet, we look forward, of course, to welcoming you on board one of our coaches. So we also offer what we call our real reviews. So if you are looking at an itinerary, you're not sure if it's going to be the right one for you, you can actually go in and look at our reviews. And when you're talking to one of the fabulous travel consultants at CAA, they can walk you through this as well. But you can go into an itinerary, look at one of our products or tours that we're offering, and really see if that is the right fit for you. So these are actual reviews from real guests, real clients and guests who traveled with us. Overall, for all of our itineraries, we have a 4.7 out of 5 guest satisfaction rating. And you can go in there and you can read comments on hotels, on pace, on what they're doing in the destination. So you can really get an idea of if it is the right fit for you. So it's a really great way for you to know that you have picked the perfect itinerary to match your needs. Something else that's very important to us is making travel matter. So we, as part of Trafalgar and part of the Travel Corporation, also have something called the Tread Right Foundation that is part of us. And it's our nonprofit organization. And through this Tread Right Foundation, we really work with our local partners to ensure that we're caring for the planet, preserving the places and wildlife, and helping the people. And as I go through many of the examples that I'm going to be giving you, so whether it be some of our amazing Be My Guest experiences that I'm going to talk about, or dive into culture experiences, you're going to see that all of these things that we do give back to the local places and the communities. And now, of course, more than ever, we know how important it is to be supporting local, right? So one of the things that I'm really proud of actually with Trafalgar and with the Tread Right Foundation is that many of the different organizations and partnerships that we've had worldwide, we've actually continued to work with them and support them even when everything has been locked down, so that when things start to open up again, they're still able to go ahead and share their, artisanship, their experiences with you and with our fellow guests. So when it comes to the best way to go, so I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about our Book with Confidence guarantee, our new well-being protocols, of course, and then I'm going to be taking you through some of our most popular trips within Canada. And I'm very excited that CAA has got 3 amazing group departures on 3 of our most popular itineraries here within Canada. So I'm going to be talking about those in just a few moments. But let's talk a little bit about our Book with Confidence guarantee first. So we do have very flexible booking conditions, of course, nowadays. With things, are starting to be, we'll be starting to open up within the next few months and things like that. But it's always good to know that you do have some options and things if you want to change, or if maybe you want to move to a different date. So we do have our new flexible deposit. So our deposit is a $200 deposit. We always have had our deposit protection guarantee, which if for some reason you cancel, your $200 deposit is always kept in a future travel credit for you for up to 5 years. But right now, if you book and then something changes and you think, oh, maybe I don't want to travel just at this time, you do have up to 30 days from the time of booking to get a full refund for your deposit. We also have our flexible change options, so that if you are booking a trip and then you decide maybe I don't want to go at that particular time, I'd like to move it to a different date, you can go ahead and make changes without any sort of penalties to the land. When it comes to your well-being, of course, well-being and your safety and security have always been top of mind and always been the most important thing for us with Trafalgar, but now more so than ever. So going forward, once we start our new trips back up, we have introduced something called our well-being director. So you always have amazing drivers and travel directors, but these well-being directors are going to be working hand in hand with our travel directors to ensure that all safety protocols are going to be met while you're traveling. So from pre-trip health declarations that you'll be doing pre-travel, all of the hygiene standards that are put in place from the World Travel and Tourism Council and the World Health Organization. These well-being directors are going to make sure that all those protocols are in place for every restaurant, every hotel, everything that you see along the way. Of course, there's hand sanitizer will be available to you, masks if you don't have your own, on-coach distancing, air filtration throughout the coaches. All of those things are going to be handled for you so that you, again, can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the destination. And hopefully with vaccines coming, we won't have to be worrying about all of these things for too much longer. But in the meantime, just want to make sure that you do know that you are going to be very, very well taken care of when you're traveling with Trafalgar. So we really do have those handcrafted vacations. It's all about the real ease. So we take care of the logistics for you so you can just sit back and relax. So you're not having to worry about, you know, one person always sitting there with a map trying to figure out how to get from place to place. We know the best time to get into places. We have priority access. We have the opportunities to provide you with real connections, so meeting up with local people and having some experiences that you may not be able to get as easily if you were traveling to a place on your own. And of course, this all leads to the real joy. So when it comes to real connections, you'll find with all of our trips and all of our itineraries, we offer these amazing Be My Guest experiences, which again, are giving back to the local communities. So this happens to be an amazing one. I have got to have the opportunity to take some CAA members on last fall. Was it last fall? I'm trying to think with COVID when we like, yes, I think it was the fall before, but this was actually out in the Niagara region. So on our Eastern Canada itinerary that does Canada, Ontario and Quebec, we have a stop at the Vineland Estates in the Niagara region. And again, working with a local producer, takes our guests out to learn about wine production in the region, to hear about ice wines, which are so famous in the Niagara region, you know, award-winning worldwide. You have an amazing farm-to-table meal. You get to do some tastings and again, learn a little bit about the production in the area. So it's a great opportunity to, again, to work with local partners, have that amazing, authentic experience. We also offer our dive into culture experiences on all of our itineraries, and this just happens to be one that we have on a few of our West Coast itineraries, including one that we have with CAA for their group exclusive departure for their Canada Rockies, is our Dive into Culture hockey experience in Canmore, Alberta. So this is really a fun experience and is always very well received, where you actually get to meet with a retired professional hockey player and get to go into the change room. And if you have never had that opportunity to put on all the hockey gear and lace up the skates, you get that opportunity to do so. Of course, also get to hear some of the stories and the superstitions when it comes to the game of hockey. Again, giving back to local communities. Our partnership here and going into the community gives back to the local youth hockey league here, so that it gives the opportunity for youth in the area to be able to learn the sport and to really get that opportunity to play Canada's game. We also use local specialists, and our local specialists are a little different than what a typical, like a regular travel guide would be. So our local specialists really are geared and designed to specific areas of knowledge and expertise. So wherever you're going, our local specialists are going to be really geared to that particular location or destination. So in this case, this is where you get to actually meet with the retired RCMP officer. And again, a great one that you're going to have on our Canada Rockies experience, where you get to meet with the retired RCMP officer. He's going to be in his full dress regalia. You'll have an opportunity to ask questions, to learn a little bit more about the RCMP, have an opportunity for photographs, that sort of thing. And again, we offer these local specialists on all of our trips, no matter where you go. And again, they're a great resource for you as well. So when you are going through, and we will of course always offer you free time, you know, they're really like almost like your own personal concierge in connection with your travel director. So if you have, you know, want recommendations on the best restaurant or something that's a little bit more of a local kind of place versus the typical touristy kind of places, these are the perfect people to speak to about that. When it comes to iconic sites and attractions, again, always offering you VIP access. We know when the right time is to go. So this happens to be the beautiful Hopewell Rocks in New Brunswick. Of course, located on the Bay of Fundy, known for its very, very, you know, drastic extreme tides, right? So here at Hopewell Rocks, you actually could have the opportunity to walk actually on the ocean floor. And I can tell you, it was such an amazing experience to be able to do so. So when the tide is out, you can actually walk on the ocean floor, but of course it's always good to know when that's going to be, because you don't want to get down there and then find out, oh, the tides are going to be coming back in, because they do come in quite quickly. So, but you come back when the tides are up, and you can actually go kayaking all around these little islands. So it's really good to know the best time to go, the best experience to take in all those sites and attractions. And again, VIP access, so there's no waiting in lines, that sort of thing. Smaller groups, of course, for that as well. With our stays with stories, so again, on many of our itineraries, you'll find that we have our stays with stories highlighted. And this happens to be one on, again, one of the amazing group departures that CAA has, which is the Polar Bears of Manitoba. So this is the Tundra Buggy Lodge, which is located about 40-45 minutes outside of Churchill, Manitoba. And a very, very unique experience with the Tundra buggies as well, where you really get that opportunity to get up close and personal with the wildlife and the nature of the region. Again, thinking of local specialists, we have naturalists that we have here available to you as well, but really an amazing experience. And again, can you just imagine the spectacular views if you're there, and the northern lights are on as well. So really getting up close and personal with the wildlife. We also offer memorable meals and unique restaurants and dining opportunities for you. And again, this just happens to be on the Polar Bears experience, which is Dan's Diner, located, it's actually attached to the Tundra Buggy Lodge. But look at this amazing, all the amazing windows. So you've got these beautiful panoramic views. So can you imagine sitting there, getting that opportunity to taste some really authentic, traditional foods from the area, some Arctic char, perhaps you can try some elk, having a beautiful glass of wine. And can you imagine that beautiful Northern Lights display happening with all the windows on the roof and this, on the walls and everything, and the windows and everything on the ceilings. It's really quite spectacular. Or perhaps you'll be sitting there having a meal and watching polar bears coming up right up to your window. So really cool experience. When it comes to making a difference, so again, with the Tread Right Foundation, this just happens to be one of the partnerships that we have, which is the Manitoba Mukluks Storyboot School. And this actually happens to be in Ottawa. So some of you on the call may actually perhaps have been here. But with the Manitoba Mukluks Storyboot School, this gives the opportunity for Indigenous elders to pass along that tradition to the younger generation on how to make mukluks. So they use the traditional beadwork and the leather work and all of the tools and everything to really, again, revive that traditional art and partner the elders and artisans to keep this tradition going for future generations. And again, one of the Tread Right Foundation Join Trafalgar initiatives that we're very proud of here in Canada. And of course, with all of these things happening, as I mentioned, we do, of course, give you lots of great time for yourself. So when you're in Charlottetown, for example, this is where this photograph is. Having that opportunity to go and maybe have a nice meal on Victoria Row, or get to try one of the little local breweries, maybe try some Cow's ice cream. If you're in Charlottetown, it is one of the top 10 in the world ice creams to try. Absolutely amazing, using PEI cream, of course. And again, using your travel director and your local specialists to make those recommendations. There's lots of great things when you have that time for yourself to go and explore. Now, if you would like to, though, as well, we do offer some trip enhancements, and these are not mandatory. You don't have to do them, but they are there for you if you would like to, and they really are there just to enhance your experience. So on those times when there is some free time, or maybe it's a night when dinner's not included, so we do include breakfast daily, and usually about half your dinners are included on most of our trips, because we want to give you that opportunity to go and do some exploration on your own. But many times when there's a dinner not included, we might have some sort of dining and entertainment for you to do in the evening, or perhaps you're in BC and getting to go out and do some whale watching. So really, these are here for trip enhancements. Your travel director will make some recommendations for you, but they are completely not mandatory. They're completely optional for you to do, but they are a nice little add-on. And all of this, of course, is real ease. So this is a photograph I got to take when I was in Newfoundland of the icebergs, but it really is about giving you the opportunity to just, discover the destination, giving you that confidence because you aren't completely on your own. You do have that amazing travel director, the specialists who are there to make those recommendations for you and to really enhance your whole experience. So let's talk about some of our Trafalgar favorites, which of course are included with our amazing CA group departures. I wonder if anybody on the call today knows where this particular photograph is, because this is going to be one that you're going to find in Atlantic Canada on one of our CA groups. Maybe if anybody has an idea of where it is, I'll leave it for a second. If anybody knows, maybe pop it into the question box. Let me know where you think that this particular very, very famous scenic road is located. I know there's a hand up, but if they can put it up, yeah, we've got a winner. Cabot Trail, very good, Sandra. Excellent job, yes. It's a beautiful Cabot Trail, of course, on Cape Breton Island. So let's talk first. So we're going to leave the East Coast for a little bit, and we're going to head over to the West Coast. So we have our the West Coast is such a great destination. We have our spectacular Canadian Rockies. This is a 9-day, 8-night itinerary. It starts in Vancouver and finishes in Calgary. Some of the things you're going to see here, you're going to head over to Victoria to the Butchart Gardens. We're heading to Malign Lake, which is a beautiful, beautiful glacier lake. The opportunity to go out to the Athabasca Glacier. You do meet with that RCMP officer. And of course, you also have the option to extend with the Rocky Mountaineer, which is a beautiful scenic train journey through the mountains. When it comes to memorable meals here, just outside of Kamloops, we have the Bird's Eye Cove in British Columbia. So right in the, Kelowna, I'm thinking, the wine region here in BC. But what's unique about this particular property, and again, something that you wouldn't necessarily find on your own, but it is an amazing family-owned winery. You get to learn about wine production in this particular area. Very, very environmentally friendly. So all of the way that they do the production is very, very environmentally friendly and ecotourism, that sort of thing. But a really, really great little spot to go and have a fabulous lunch in the wine region in BC. And when it comes to discovering hidden treasures, so you're going to be starting there in BC, getting that opportunity to maybe go check out the Richmond market. Again, lots of great food and activities happening there. And again, just one of those unique places to go and see when you're in BC. Our Newfoundland, Labrador, and Ile St. Pierre. So again, this is kind of one of those bucket list destinations for us here in Canada to get over there and visit Newfoundland and Labrador. But what's unique about our itinerary is that we also go to the little island of St. Pierre. So St. Pierre and Miquelon are two islands that are actually owned by France. So they're actually French territories. And they're just off the coast of Newfoundland. So they're actually very, very easy to get to by ferry from Newfoundland. So we actually go over to Ile St. Pierre for a night. So you get that opportunity to go and spend the night in St. Pierre. You get a little bit of taste of that provincial French flavor. So you will have to bring your passport on this particular trip because you do actually go into get stamped with a French passport, French stamp. They do take euros as well in St. Pierre, so it's really kind of a cool experience. But some of the cool things that we do here, of course, is that we do get to meet with a fisherman, learn about cod fishing in the area. We are going to head over to Grossmore National Park for 2 nights, where you're going to get that opportunity to go out on some wildlife excursions and really get to go and experience the wildlife in the area. We had the Gander to learn a little bit more about the area, and of course made so famous come from away during and 9/11. Really cool experiences here. And when you're in St. John's, if you haven't had the opportunity to get, you haven't been to Newfoundland before, one of the traditions is getting screeched in. So when you get screeched in, and screech is actually a very strong dark rum. Excuse me. So of course, Newfoundland traded codfish, right? They're very big into codfish, and they used to trade cod with Jamaica for their sugarcane. So when they traded their cod for the sugarcane, the Jamaicans actually also gave them the recipe to make dark rum. So that is what Newfoundland screech is. It's actually a very strong Jamaican dark rum that they make in Newfoundland. So when you go there, you're going to have a little ceremony. This happens to be at Trapper John's, which is one of the most famous places in George Street on St. John's to go get screeched in. You have to do a few little things. You have to maybe try a little bit of Newfoundland steak, which happens to be bologna, because when you were poor, you would bring lobster to school, believe it or not. And if you could afford sandwich meat, you were well-to-do. So that's Newfoundland steak. You have to wear a little hat. You have to kiss a codfish, and of course, you have to take a shot of Newfoundland, the screech. But once you do that, you're going to get a certificate, and you'll become an honorary Newfoundlander. So it's a really fun little experience to do. And of course, heading over to that beautiful Grossmore National Park. The one thing I can tell you about Newfoundland, if you haven't had the opportunity to go yet, is the scenery is just spectacular. It is absolutely the nature, the wildlife. And if you are looking to do some whale watching, to see the puffins, things like that, best time of the year to go is going to be in July and August. If you are looking more for the icebergs or more of the natural scenery, that will be closer to the beginning of the year. So the end of May into June would be the best time to see that. So we do, as I mentioned, also have some fabulous, popular favorite trips that are exclusive departures with CAA. So we have our Canadian Rockies, our Enchanting Canadian Maritimes, and our polar bears in Manitoba. So let me just kind of talk a little bit about those now. So our Canada Rockies, again, this is a great itinerary. It's easy, it's in and out of Calgary. You've got heading over to Jasper for 2 nights. You've got 3 nights in Banff. We're going to head over to that beautiful Lake Louise and to the Athabasca Glacier. And you do have that opportunity to go to the hockey experience. So getting to have that fun hockey experience in Canmore, meeting the RCMP officer. You have an amazing meal in Malign Lake Chalet. So just spectacular views of Malign Lake. And this particular departure is going this July, so July 26th to August 1st. And the total per person is $36.52. For more information on this group departure, of course, speak to any of your CAA travel consultant. They'll be able to give you more information. But just to give you some ideas, so this is a beautiful Moraine Lake in Alberta. You're going to go to that beautiful chalet. We have our Real Connections. You're going to get to go and meet a lovely family on their farm, barn dance, that kind of thing, and have that real fun, authentic cowboy kind of experience in Alberta. So lots of great things that are going to be happening here on this itinerary. And again, time for yourself. So when you're in Calgary, you know, what's the Calgary known for? The Stampede. You know, maybe you get to buy yourself a new pair of cowboy boots. So again, lots of great free time and ways to relax and enjoy. But it's a really nice itinerary. Again, Alberta is definitely one of those beautiful bucket list destinations. The scenery, the nature, the wildlife are fantastic. We're so blessed here in Canada because, you know, each region is really so unique in its own particular way. Our polar bears of Manitoba. So again, bucket list experience to get up close and personal with these beautiful, beautiful creatures. This is a 6-day, 5-night itinerary, and it's starting in Winnipeg. You do have 1 night in Winnipeg, and where we are actually, our hotel is located in Winnipeg. It's at right next to a place called the Forks. So if you are familiar with Winnipeg, or maybe if you're not familiar with Winnipeg, the Forks is such a great, active, fun place to go. There's lots of activities happening. There's trails, there's walking paths. It's right on the river. It's also, the hotel that we stay at is right next to the new museum for Human Rights Museum in Winnipeg. So you get to have that opportunity to go and explore that area. So we also include your flights. So you're going to be heading up to Churchill, as I mentioned, spend one night in Churchill. And there in Churchill, you're going to be going to the Istanetak Museum, which is a museum all about the Indigenous, the Inuit in the area. And you also get that opportunity to go dog sledding, which is so, so cool. Then we're heading out to the Tundra Buggy Lodge, spending 2 nights out there and getting that opportunity to get really up close and personal with the wildlife. And, you know, again, working with wildlife naturalists, we do have some photographers, things like that, that will be able to work with you as well. So these are the Tundra buggies that are part of the Tundra Buggy Lodge. So during the day when you're out exploring, you're going to be going out in these really unique vehicles that are completely designed, of course, for the terrain, and giving you that opportunity to really get up close and personal with the wildlife, and having the naturalists and things like that to really answer your questions, and the conservationists up there. And again, if you're lucky, I know we have this particular departure is in October, near, I believe it's the, let me just go back for a second. I believe it's beginning of October, but the Northern Lights usually start sometime in October and go, of course, into January. October, November is really the best time to see them. So having that opportunity possibly to see the Northern Lights as well when you're up there, visiting the polar bears, and giving you that opportunity, of course, in Churchill to go ahead and try some dog sledding if you've never had that opportunity to do the dog sledding. It's a pretty amazing experience for sure. And then we have our Enchanting Canadian Maritimes. And this particular departure is going this September 12th to the 21st. It's a 10-day, 9-night. And again, nice and easy. It's in and out of Halifax. You're going to be heading up to that beautiful Cape Breton Island, up to Bedeck for 2 nights, where you're going to get that opportunity to go and really take in that scenic drive along the Cabot Trail. We also have an amazing CAA experience when you're up in Bedeck as well, where you get to go and have a bit of a kitchen party where there's music and dancing and entertainment, and it's just so much fun. We head over to Charlottetown for 2 nights, again, you know, get to experience Green Gables. It's the red sand beaches. You know, there's just so much history there. Over to Lunenburg, just beautiful, beautiful Lunenburg. If you're thinking of like a traditional and that really iconic East Coast look, you can't look any further than Lunenburg. It's absolutely stunning. We do, of course, offer get to go and learn a little bit more about wine in Le Havre River Valley. And fun little fact here about Le Havre River Valley is it was actually the very first wine production region in Canada, believe it or not. We head to Peggy's Cove. We have some unique stays with stories here as well. So a beautiful Lord Nelson property in Halifax, which is in such a great location to go down and explore the Halifax harbor front. And also when you're in Halifax, perhaps getting to check out the lower deck. So if you really want some good East Coast music and fun and you know, try some of that great East Coast beer like Moosehead, which is actually, or of course, Alexander Keith's, you can go here. It's just a fun little spot to go in, an easy walking distance from the hotel. Of course, we have beautiful Peggy's Cove, which is actually the most photographed lighthouse for sure in Canada, if not in the world. So beautiful, beautiful views here of Peggy's Cove as well. We also, just so you're aware, maybe you're traveling and you're wanting to travel with your small group of people. We do offer some private group tours as well that you can speak to your CAA consultant about. We do have some in Canada, and we also do them in Europe. So this is just an opportunity to maybe travel with 12 people based on brochure pricing with a bit of a surcharge. Again, speak to your consultant about that. We do have some current offers on as well. So if you are looking to travel within Canada, or maybe you're thinking of another destination, of course, today we are focusing on Canada, but we do have up to 12.5% savings on worldwide trips. Of course, we always have our CAA member benefit as well for particular destinations. And of course, if you speak to your consultant, they can tell you more about that. And then our cancel for any reason policy within 30 days of deposit. So also, if you are a past traveler with us, we do have our past traveler discounts, which is a savings of up to 5%. And that's always combinable with any other promotions that we have going on. If you are traveling with young travelers, for us, youths are 5 to 17. So 5 years old is the youngest that we will take. But it is a great opportunity to travel as a family. And I think one thing that we all have kind of thought, seen, we're all been home for a while, is that it's really nice to be able to go out and know that we can explore with our families and friends. So, and of course we do have other last minute deals. So that is basically everything here. And I'm just gonna let Carrie maybe just talk about the locations if she can pop back on. And then I will check to see if we have any questions. So if you are thinking, if you have a question, please do let me know. But Carrie, are you still there?
I am still here. Thank you very much, Laura. I am going to pack my bags. I'm ready to go. So
I think we all
So if you've seen anything that has interested you this evening or would like some more information on our group departures, we have 8 locations to serve you. The information is up on the screen right now, as well as the call service center. Any of the agents at the locations are well educated in the Trafalgar tours, so please be rest assured that you would be well taken care of. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, as we want to make sure that when you are ready to travel, that you know we are there for you.
That's perfect. Well, thank you everybody so much. I do hope you found it informative. I hope that you got some inspiration for traveling within Canada. And thank you again so much. And thank you, Carrie, for co-hosting with me tonight. And we do look forward to seeing you on board with Trafalgar very soon. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.